So maybe just a little bit of an introduction. So obviously, Kristen and I met a few months ago, maybe I think in November, through Kim Barrett's mastermind. So we have been like joining a lot of trainings and sales calls with awesome superstar Ken, who is also watching right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how we connected. So maybe if you want to like just introduce yourself a little bit to everyone who doesn't know you yet, so that would be good.
So my name is Kristen. I run my business called Kristen Bertolini Designs. I've been doing design work for many years now, and stepped out on my own back in 2019. Took that leap of faith. So I first commenced in websites and graphic design and branding, still doing the branding and the graphic design, and then stepped into the funnel area, which was very exciting. So it's been an absolute wild journey, as all business owners would know. It is, you've got your accounting, your admin, your design work, your the whole shebang. So I take my hat off to all business owners. It's not a walk in the park, but yeah, it's
worth it. Exactly.
Yeah.
You can. I think I'm breaking off, or you're breaking off. Anyway, we will wing it. So I'm just gonna introduce myself a little bit as well, just in case if someone from your channel is joining as well. So I'm Eva. So I have Strive Digital. We're focusing on online advertising especially for e-commerce businesses, but like everyone is selling something online as well. If it's like course or a subscription, so like any transaction that is happening online. So that's what I'm focusing on with Strive Digital. And obviously with that, there are a lot of funnels that need to be set up as well. That's why I thought it's really good opportunity to catch up with you and to talk about like marketing funnels and like what are the ins and outs and like what are the things that we need to consider, because like so many times either clients are setting it up from their side and it's like, what is this? Or I'm trying it out with obviously with my technical support team as well, and we're like, okay, what needs to be done, how we get started, and so on. So that's why it's really good to chat with you of like what is the right way and like how to actually get started.
Yeah, absolutely. Funnels are such a broad topic, because there's so many different types of funnels, and there's so many different ways to do things, to so many stages or so many common terminologies around it. So essentially, I guess to sum up what a funnel is a series of steps or a journey that leads a prospect to a buying decision. That is essentially the broad term of what a funnel is. So there's just so many things that you need to consider before, I guess, looking into a funnel, and this can go for funnels, websites, whatever. The main thing that I would, I guess, recommend is knowing who your dream client is, or knowing your ideal client. That is the key starting point, I guess, to any business in general, but we're talking about funnels. So knowing who your dream client is. So I've actually done a ebook that you can actually jump on my bio to download, and you can actually go through different steps on how to identify your dream client. So each, I guess, stage of the sales funnel impacts a consumer's behavior or buying decision. So it's really important that you understand the ins and outs of that customer intimately. So yeah, just really knuckling down on your ideal client is very important as a good starting step, for sure.
Okay. So like, and then once you have that defined, so once I know, for example, I know exactly who I want to target or like talk to. So how do I go from there? Does it need to be like super complex? Does it need to be like 5 different stages until like someone completed it, or should it like be super simple and just one page, or like what do you think is usually the best approach to go for it?
It is completely dependent on, I guess, what the business wants to get out of of funnel. You know, are they looking to sell a product? Are they looking for to generate leads? Are they looking to book in discovery calls? So it definitely does depend on what yourself as a business wants to get out of having a funnel. Um, and then I guess tailoring that funnel into the different stages of the buyer's journey. So, you know, just going through some of those stages. So one of the biggest things that I will always come back to is building that connection with your ideal client. And that's done through both the top of the funnel, the middle of the funnel, and the bottom of the funnel. So you've got your awareness stage, your relationship or your interest stage, your sales page or your desire stage, and then your action or your upsell.
So it's always like a 3-page funnel that you recommend?
Not necessarily. So this can be a one-pager as well. So it's just, again, building that connection through that, whether it be a one-pager funnel, whether it be a drip leak, whether it be an email campaign, whatever it may be. Just building that that relationship from start to finish. People buy on, I guess, people don't buy from people they don't trust. So really focusing on, especially in your awareness and your relationship stage, people will enter into your funnel or your campaign or whatever it may be. You need to, there's certain components or certain compelling copy, certain imagery that you can put in place to, I guess, to build that relationship and to build that awareness.
Awesome. So when you get started, do you usually build up wireframes, so like a structure of how it should look like for every single page? Or how do you get started? Do you like define it with the client?
Yeah, definitely. So I've got actually I call it my 4 C's. So my curiosity, my certainty, clarity, and my confidence. So they're my 4 stages that I go through with my client. We jump on a strategy call. Firstly, we go through a bit of a questionnaire, jump on the strategy call, really dive deep into their business, who their ideal client is, because obviously to really target their ideal client, I need to understand that. Jumping on a strategy call and then building out, but like you mentioned, a wireframe, and then building it out into, I use ClickFunnels to build out my funnels for my clients. Mm-hmm. There are so many different systems that you can use, like Kajabi, Kartra, ConvertKit, but I find that ClickFunnels is...
I love ClickFunnels as well. So that's
it is one of the best ones to use. Their analytics and things are, very, very top notch. So that's essentially the process.
I think Sarah just posted a question. Do you do templates?
Not at the moment. It is something that I have been looking into putting into my services for a while, but not at the moment. I don't do templates. It's all custom built for that particular client.
Okay, because like when I'm setting up any kind of funnels for my clients, it's usually templates. So I usually look up like what is already out there and what has obviously worked for other ones, and then go from there if I've set it up myself or like anyone that I'm working with. But it's great that you have like a custom approach, and it's like very obviously tailored to their needs as well.
Yeah, absolutely. There is, and even for anything, websites, there's always going to be templates, but at the moment, I find to give the client that custom approach to really understand their ideal client and how we can tailor a specific solution for them, tailor that buying decision for them is really important.
Yeah, absolutely. So what do you think is are like the bigger mistakes that usually people are making when they're like setting up a funnel? Because I can imagine you've seen like a lot of different funnels, me as well. And sometimes they're like shocking, and sometimes they're like look good, but they're still not converting. So what are like some of the things that you think are like the bigger mistakes?
For sure. I'm going back again, like not knowing your ideal client. So, that's going to fall into the images that you use or the copy that you're using or that's the compelling copy. So not having that understanding on who your ideal client is probably one of the biggest mistakes, you could go into when if the customer if the business is building out their own funnels, just not having that understanding on who they're actually building it for is probably the biggest mistake. Having weak call to actions, not enough call to actions, too many exit signs, and when I say exit signs, links that people can navigate away from, say, a sales funnel or a lead gen funnel. So your social media links, links to websites, having headers and things like that, that can lead people away from your funnel, be quite detrimental to
Yeah.
it. Asking for too much too soon, what's your address or what's your mother's maiden name, things like that. So that's things that you can kind of nurture into later on during nurture sequences and things like that. So, if you're just doing a lead gen funnel, name and email, like
Yeah.
essentially
Keep it
all you
simple. Yeah.
absolutely. So asking for too much too soon is, yeah.
Yeah.
And then just not enough nurturing. So people don't buy from people they don't trust. So just rapport, that connection, that really nurturing that relationship.
Yeah. I think Ken just mentioned a question before of like, why would you use custom made funnel over a template?
If you're new to business, you're just starting out, then definitely templates are the way to go. If you don't have really the finances or the technical skills behind you, you want to do the DIY, definitely, then templates can be a way to go for sure.
Okay.
Systems like ClickFunnels and Kajabi and things like that, they have in place these templates for a reason, and they're well thought out and they're well developed. But I guess going back to that custom approach to really identifying that dream client throughout the whole process of the funnel is quite important. So yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So like something as well that when I'm setting up clients or setting up funnels or previously or when I worked with funnels from the clients, issue was often that it was like it was not clear what exactly a person is supposed to do when coming to a page, because many times clients were like, oh my god, I have this and I have this and I wanted them to do this, and it was like, oh, I want them to do everything, so they got a little bit overexcited with like what they can do, and then with that there were like 5 different call to actions, and as you mentioned as well, social media, and have a look at this freebie and have a look at this freebie. But like what I can see definitely from marketing side of things, yeah, the easier the better. If it should be so clear what they can do that like nothing, like there should never be a question of like what should be next, because it should be so clear. And once there were like too many options, people were dropping off. So like when we were doing testings or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And, you can actually, a lot of the systems that they have in place at the moment, you can actually see where they're dropping off and where you're going wrong in the funnel. So it's, really good analytics to have behind you as well. But I get what you mean. Sometimes it could just be overwhelming with call to actions everywhere. So again, it comes down to, and myself being from a design background, image placement or having the negative space in certain spots, having a textual hierarchy and image hierarchy. So it really comes down to some big one is the design element as well. So people have that nice flow and that nice aesthetic looking funnel as well. Rather than just call to actions everywhere and so much going on that they just don't know why they're there and what they're trying to get out of your product and service. So
Yeah. Do you sometimes do like split testings for your funnels that you're setting up?
Yep, sometimes, yep, for sure. Absolutely.
What are like the things that you're usually testing around?
Mm.
Is it more like content based or offer based or like imagery or setup, or like what are the things that is like the thing that you usually say, okay, it's worth doing a test?
Um, Sometimes, yeah, I guess content based, like copy as well, is a big one. Just changing up the copy, changing up the imagery can be a big one. So yeah, definitely it can be beneficial to do split testing just to, I guess, test the market as well. So it just depends on the client and the business as well.
Yeah, because like as well, sometimes clients are just, we should test this and this and this, but sometimes you like keep it simple. Maybe like if you have like an offer that like you know what you want to offer, then sometimes it's worth it to test if it's like more female focused or male focused. So that's what I've seen with in terms of marketing, definitely, where you like test different copy versions if it's more like female focused or male focused. And I think that is definitely something, at least what I've seen previously, of like testing it, testing that one with like a male focused image or a female focused image, and test it from there and like see how people are reacting.
Absolutely. It can even come down to even using videos over imagery and things
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, definitely. It just sometimes it is a bit of trialing the market as well. So yeah, for sure.
Mhm. And what kind of businesses do you usually help? So like in case if like someone is watching now or like in the future, like what kind of businesses do you usually work with or like think is like a good business size to work with funnels or custom funnels that you are setting up?
Yeah. So my niche is female entrepreneurs. So
Hmm. I love
um,
that.
yeah, completely the babes. So that is the niche that I predominantly like to focus on. Um, you know, you can't if you try to sell to everyone, you're not going to sell to anyone. So again, really knuckling down on your niche is very important. I'll keep going back to that. But yeah, female entrepreneurs is my go-to for who I work with. Yeah.
Awesome. And like, is there any kind of like um, size of the business that you think of like, okay, it needs to have a little bit of like existing revenue, existing growth that you think is like worth to work with, or is it like you're happy to work with any kind of size and yeah, and see what happens? Or
Yeah, I mean, mainly startups would be, people that don't really know, I guess, the ins and out of funnels, which is where I would step in to take over their funnel design and development. And that could come down to being a startup or, a small to medium sized business as well. So,
awesome.
yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. So I guess like the best way to get in touch with you is again like have a chat, have a look at your website or like have a look at your Instagram feed and then go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got on my Instagram, I've got my bio with all my links, got my website, and you can hit me up on DMs or email. So, yep, I'm hopefully everywhere.
Awesome. Perfect. Yeah, I have a few bigger projects with funnels coming up as well. So I'm definitely going to have a chat with you as well because I need some bigger help because that's not something I can do with my team. So yeah.
Yep, amazing. Well, looking forward to it.
Awesome. Perfect. So thank you so much for the catch up. Do you have any questions sorry?
I was just saying, my pleasure. It was really good. That this is also my first live, so it was a little bit
We
daunting.
got there.
Yeah, got there in the end. So
Do you have like any questions that I like, sorry, do you have any questions that I like didn't do you have any points that I didn't answer that I didn't ask you, or do you have any questions for me or anything like that?
no, pretty much.
Awesome.
Again, if anyone wants to reach out to have a chat a bit further about something more specific to their business, then by all means, yeah, that would be amazing. But yeah, it was really good chatting with you, Eva. And if you've got anything else to ask me, then that's not a problem.
Awesome. Perfect. Cool. Then thank you so much. And I'm probably going to see you the next week
I will see. Yeah, I'll see you on the
on the
YSB
calls.
mastermind calls or whatever it may be. But yeah, we'll definitely talk soon.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. And I wish you a great weekend.
See you later. Bye.